I'm on the battlefield for my Lord. I'm on the battlefield, amen, for my Lord. Yes, I'm on the battlefield for my Lord. Some of y'all know this right here. And I promised him that I will serve him till I die. And I am on the battlefield for my. I once was a lonely idol, and I was a sinner too. I heard a voice from heaven saying there is work to do. Amen. Amen. This is hard on me, like I know that it's hard on everybody else. But before I let all the blogs come and give they conspiracies, before I allow the most hateds, the ratchets, the people who ain't never been in the streets, ain't never walked with these people, talked with these people, pulled up, shook a hand, before they get to speaking on what they know for a fact went on, I want to first and foremost say this, and I know a lot of people, amen, are not going to like me for this, for the two things that I'm going to say two things right now that are going to piss people the fuck off. The first thing is this: nobody should be surprised. Nobody should be surprised. Watch this. Boy Freddie in his song T-shirt said, Trap Boy Fred in his song T-shirt said all that motherfucking diss. Now his ass getting ripped on, way your ass was talking with, thought he had a vest on. Nike outlet hurt them boys, put a check. Listen, Ducky P was doing a lot of dissing and playing in the streets. He was a street nigga. He hung with street niggas. He was the killer. And when shit went up, Ducky did not turn down up with it. Ducky began this, and Ducky began to bring his type of energy upon himself. I'm not saying that this was Mo3 related. Let's not even those. First thing that I want to say for those watching, fuck life matter is these two places, and that is we was in North Dallas, across from the hood. You know North Dallas, huh? Mo3's hood. We was in them apartments. Ducky was over there to go see a bitch, and so was I. We was across the street from Sharks. I'm like, Ducky P, what the fuck is you doing here in North Dallas? You know what I'm saying? I ain't dropped location on them. I ain't do none of that. You know, my studio down the street, I be in North Dallas. But I saw him there, and he had the blick on him because he knows what comes with the streets. So before we went anywhere, I thought that I needed to make it necessarily known that if you are in the streets, you face two options, and that is prison or death. They saying they can't hear me, man. They saying they can't hear me, man. Can y'all hear me? I want to make sure I want to make sure everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, drop a tune emoji, please. Drop a TV emoji. If you can hear me, if you can hear the sound of my voice, drop a TV emoji. Okay. My voice, drop a TV emoji. Okay, so y'all can hear me. My Wi-Fi is bad, man, but first thing I needed to let y'all know, I'm not saying that he deserved it, but I'm saying what comes with the streets is prison or death. For anybody who's looking at this and saying that, damn, it shouldn't have been Ducky, and thinking to themselves like, damn, I don't want this to be me. Now you faced with an option. And when shit got real, when Banzo got picked up for the murder of Mo3's, Ducky started stepping. Ducky really started stepping before that. But before we get into any of that, let me first and foremost say this. I see them Tune TVs, man. I fucked with Ducky P. This second thing people might not like. I fucked with Lil Bro. That was Lil Bro. The way I interviewed Banzo, because I wanted to know, like, was he really a maniac serial killer, or does he deserve a chance to defend himself if he's not just inherently guilty? You know, we should be able to see him. So Ducky hit me up, told me to interview him. I did that. I asked Ducky for things. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to come speak at my school for career day. Shout out to Lil Bro Requester, man. That's Ducky's favorite rapper. So I knew Ducky's influence from the Cliff to the Grove to Fort Worth. You know what I'm saying? So I've been fucking with Ducky heavy, man. I actually got onto him from Sperry Springer. I remember they did like a splash video. But from the time that I got on him, I watched his career evolve and developed. You know what I'm saying? I watched his career go from being a fun career to being a dissing career. I can't take myself out of the equation, man. Us bloggers, you know what I'm saying? We made it okay for rappers to get a buzz off dissing. We didn't really make it okay, but the fans did as well. But we didn't help. Ducky's first song to where he started getting notoriety. Shout out from North Dallas, man. Shout out the North, man. The Nutty North. Ducky didn't really start getting recognition until he did CJ Casino. Remember when J-Dub took CJ's chain, however the situation went? Ducky made a song called Ain't Going Out Like CJ. This was around the time when Go Yayo discovered who Ducky was. Because remember now, Go Yayo and Ducky P don't fuck with each other. So because Go Yayo and Ducky P don't fuck with each other, it's like this. Because Ducky P, excuse me, because Go Yayo and CJ doesn't fuck with each other, Ducky's dissing CJ. Yayo goes and begins to affiliate and fuck with Ducky P the long way, strong way. Amen. And so now Ducky is getting notoriety. And as he's getting this notoriety, he's still looked at as, you know, now he's Go Yayo's sidekick. His story is about to get interesting. And I'm about to smoke my blunt. Listen, before I spark this blunt up, I wanted to know, and yes, I do clip my nails. I wanted to be known that weed needs to be legalized. Anybody who's been charged with an offense for smoking should have their records expunged or adjudicated and should be compensated, back pay for the time that they spent being locked up for a drug in which white people are now making billions of dollars off of and actually has health benefits. We about to get into some shit. So Ducky P's friend, remember Banzo Bling? AKA Kavion White, allegedly, reportedly killed Mo3. Hopped out on the freeway, walked him down in some Ethicas in a Camaro. One of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. But he just had too many identifying markers. Now, I don't know if it's him. I'm not saying he's guilty, allegedly, but that's what transpired. Now, Ducky P didn't distance himself from Banzo. He started kind of stepping in the name of Banzo. He ran with that clout. He took those opportunities. He did those interviews. He said what he said. Since then, there's been death threats upon his life. But if you talk to anybody around the Ducky P situation, they'll tell you. They'll say this. They'll say Ducky wouldn't like that. Banzo might have been like that. He's been locked up all his life. But Ducky wouldn't like that. His parents were like that. Man, come on, man. Everybody in the cliff know that's Bushwick's son. Niggas know his mama. His mama good people. His people is good people, known people. But I'm going to tell y'all, you might think it's just rap, and it probably is just rap. It probably is the people he was influenced by, the people who he hung around. It probably was that, but you got to think, whatever has transpired on top of Ducky being jumped at Big T's, that changed him. I see a lot of people saying Ducky wouldn't like that. Ducky ain't had to. It changed him. There are things that us young black men go through that will change us. There are life-altering moments that cause us to make decisions. Amen. That we wouldn't normally make, or that our family would consider ludicrous, because that wasn't how we was raised. And so while Ducky may not have been the most street nigga, because that ain't necessarily how he grew up or how he had to grow up, he's always been around it. He was a fan of Go Yayo. If anybody will keep it real with you, they'll tell you he was a fan of Mo3. He was a fan of Trap Boy. Put him on a shirt. Do. The nigga retarded. Put him on a shirt. He was a fan of that. That was the jingle going on for Oak Cliff business. That was like a rallying cry. Basically, and I'm knocking on wood because I don't really disrespect the dead, but that was a rally cry saying fuck Mo3. So whatever sentiment was coming their way, they was shooting it back. And so now you got young crash dummies like Ducky P, and that is not an offensive word. Don't think I'm offending the dead. I'm not trying to do any of that. But Ducky made himself front line, and he didn't have to do that. He could have played the background, but it was like, damn, Ducky stepping shit. And people was cheering him on. You know, he got a lot of clout off the dissing. But I'm bringing it up because when you diss on the dead, you putting a type of energy in the air that comes around. Let them rest in peace. We from Texas. We don't diss the dead. The same day that Lil Durk says he's done dissing the dead, Trap Boy Freddy comes and puts out t-shirt. Now, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I don't got shit against Trap or him making t-shirt. I actually like it. I'm going to slide on them. Mo3 making diss music. He's still dropping diss music beyond the grave. I like the music, but the energy in which it's put out. Man, Ducky Peter had about 3-4 Mo3 disses since then. Now, so we've discussed a little bit about Ducky, my relationship with Ducky, the rap shit, but I want to go a little deeper into the politics and what this means, what this actually means, because this means something. Okay, this isn't just somebody died. Okay, it's almost been died or been shot since then, but it hasn't hit the internet. They haven't caught a fish, is what we call them in the streets, or what they call them in the streets, a fish. Ducky P is not a small fish. While he may look like Ducky P, he ain't had no clout. Moment of silence, real quick, for Ducky before I continue. Moment of silence. Ducky P is a big fish. He not no little nigga. That's the friend, like a brother. Comments, and you see motherfuckers down the brain. Like, not the night. I'm not gonna say Mo3's say. But man, so there's this whole political rap thing going on right now, to where it's like the Oak Cliff side and the North Dallas side. But truth be told, there's niggas who from the Cliff that niggas from the D or from North Dallas, and the niggas from Dallas from the Cliff. So that's not a real thing. But there is rap politics now involved. So I wouldn't be surprised if a North Dallas rapper or a Mo3 affiliate came out and dissed Ducky P and ramped up that side. Rappers don't really understand the power of their voice. They actually speak for multiple people. They're representatives. Oh man, we waking up, we losing connection. You know, if y'all can hear me, man, drop some of them TV emojis, man. Drop the TV emoji in the comment if you can hear me, man. Or I'm gonna have to end the stream. Saying all I'm in, and some of it get chopped up. Drop the TV emoji in the comment if you can hear me. I'm gonna have to end the live stream. I can't be saying. I can't be saying what I'm saying, and it ain't okay. I see the who don't know, man. I can't be saying all this real shit, hearing what I'm saying. You know, if I'm saying it and y'all not hearing what I'm saying, and y'all don't hear a little bit, I'm saying my words might be misconstrued. I don't need that. No, sir, we don't need that at all. We don't need that at all. We're gonna have that with this one. We're gonna have that on this one. I hate this. So, wonder if I can again. Hey man, let's talk about it a little. So we're in a situation where a big bitch is going dissing, and fan hosts right now saying, and be mad at the fans. The fans are being fans, but we're gonna see how this plays out and how things are determined by those with platforms who closing. But do y'all remember some of Ducky P's final words publicly? Some of his final words some of his final words was that he don't want to be looking over his shoulders. He don't want to beef. To all my brothers out there who done beefing and don't want to be a part of that shit, it's tough because some stuff you say you can't. You gotta get the beef, but it might be some people that you hanging with who still in all of that. They doing all of that, they saying all of that, and there's people after them. And so sometimes you guilty by association. Just because you out of that lifestyle no more doesn't mean that you need to let your guard down. I wish Ducky P could have got out of his city. It's dangerous to have. I wish Mo3 would have got to get out of his city. It's dangerous to have it out. Both they still in that business, but it doesn't mean that it had to go down that way. And they still celebrate. Yeah. Somebody else may be going to jail. The message of the day was if you are in the streets, there are two likely outcomes: prison or death. We seen it in the interview with Sperry Springer. They came on this for himself. He had a life. Fortunately, he won't get to live out that life. I'll be Ducky.